The New York Knicks have just taken control of the Eastern Conference Finals and will mercifully end the Cavs season sooner than later. And they're doing it by treating us to some of the most beautiful basketball we've seen in the Big Apple since the days of Frazier, DeBusschere, Reed, and Bradley. It's also a stark contrast to how they operated in the half-court last year. So let's dive into the footage to find out why Mike Brown has got his team on the brink of the NBA Finals. If we compare and contrast how the Knicks ran their offense during last year's Eastern Conference Finals, the biggest difference this season is how much they utilized Karl-Anthony Towns as a hub on the perimeter. Having terrorized the Sixers with this action, this was the first time it worked against the Cavs as Jose Alvarado feeds the high post and cuts to the strong side corner to set a split screen. Donovan Mitchell is in bad defensive position with no vision of the ball or the impending back screen. Schroeder isn't hustling over there either, so McBride cuts backdoor. But this is all false action as a switch catches Mitchell behind Alvarado, opening up a second backdoor and the easy layup when Mobley does not pressure the pass at all. As soon as the Knicks realize Jarrett Allen is on Hart, they know they can get something open from the outside with this action. Here's the fake handoff as Hart goes to that left corner to set the screen. Allen will instinctively hang in the paint and James Harden will instinctively play bad defense, unaware of what Hart is doing until it's too late and OG nails a wide open three. This time, Jarrett Allen calls out the screen at least, and Mitchell does a nice job to spin off it and get back in contact with the cutter. But it does leave Josh Hart open from three, and I don't blame the Cavs for daring him to shoot it, but it goes in nonetheless. It should not be overlooked how often Brunson is willing to give up his body to set screens, as he helps get Cat a low post touch, something they should do a lot more of, by the way. And now watch how Brunson pinballs up to slip the back screen, putting Dean Wade 2 steps behind the play as he's worried about the cutter. Hart then hits Wade with a pin down, and the key is Brunson attacking immediately on the catch, turning the corner and catching Allen out of position for the layup. Here's an example from last year's Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals versus the Pacers, and notice how much work Brunson has to do while Cat just gets relegated to standing around and watching. And when Cat did get a chance to do something with the ball, it's a stagnant isolation. No cutters, no back screeners, as he gets into the lane for the nice split into a drop step. It's not that this type of attack can't be effective, but I'd argue that the shot quality goes down a lot when the rest of the team is just standing around watching one guy try to create a shot by himself. And what ultimately doomed the Knicks was too many difficult shots against high-level defense, as you can see how far their elite offensive rating from the regular season dropped when the pressure of being deep in the playoffs mounted and those shots simply stopped falling, and they got knocked out in 6 games. Back to this season, and it's time to spotlight some of that good cutting, particularly from Mikal Bridges, who was on fire with off-ball movement all game long. On the roll, Brunson can't get it to him with Harden in the way, but that means they can reverse it and play through Cat again out top, who exposes Harden's inability to guard his man as the game started to turn for the Knicks at this point. While I always like to see some good full-court pressure, not when you end up gambling and chasing, forcing a suboptimal matchup on your teammate as Donovan Mitchell now needs to pick up the ball at full speed in the open court. He did a good job until the point Bridges keeps moving along the baseline for the nice Cat pass and easy layup. Playing through Cat has no doubt inspired a lot more cutting. Just look at the frequency of the off-ball movement plays the Knicks get now compared to last year's playoffs. Now watch how Brunson kind of attracts 2 defenders, Bridges smartly attacks to the middle on the catch, forcing Allen to rotate, and now it's a 2-on-1 on the left side of the floor. Another gorgeous backdoor pass from Cat scrambles the defense, and Bridges again burns them with a timely cut while Harden's version of defense is to grab his jersey and hope that stops him. This was a little curious, as the Cavs zone this baseline out of bounds play, so they cut OG under the hoop to occupy Allen, Brunson to the corner to pull Wade out of the way, and then Cat screens the last defender left to allow Bridges a free cut and shot from 8 feet off the glass. Sometimes a cut opens up a drive for a teammate, as Bridges wants to cut backdoor behind the Brunson stop at the elbow. But this becomes a brush screen as Mitchell gets in the way of Harden, and it allows OG to get right to the front of the rim. Oh, and if you're wondering why Allen couldn't get there, Mitchell Robinson held his arm for a second. If the refs aren't going to catch such a quick thing while their attention needs to be on the driver, then Allen will simply need to fight through this better. Although I don't know if it would have mattered since Harden gave OG such a huge runway to start. I don't want to take too much away from Tom Thibodeau's offense from last year since it was very efficient overall. But just take a few moments to fully appreciate what is now going on with this Knicks team. It is simply staggering how much ball movement, player movement, points off of assists, and supreme shot quality they're getting now, putting the defense in a constant blender that simply wore them out to the point where the Cavs were broken by the end and just abandoned all hope. I'd argue it also helps energize their defense, as we even got some good plays by Cat down on this end as well. And I'm extremely curious just how easy the Knicks shots will be when they go up against a whole different level of defensive pressure in the NBA Finals.